Evet, hocamızla yayınımıza devam ediyoruz inşallah. Hoş geldiniz Adnan Bey.
Hoş bulduk. Evet, dinliyorum.
Rusya'dan sürpriz bir adım geldi. Rusların Türklere vizeleri kaldırması konusu gündemde. Türk Dışişleri'nden bir yetkili Rusya'nın Türk
A new step
vatandaşlarına
has
vize
been taken by
uygulamasını
Russia
kaldırmasını
about the
reddettiklerini
elimination
belirterek
of the
şimdi
visas
bir
for
çalışma
Turks.
yapıyorlar.
A
Sanırım
foreign
öncelikli olarak
member
iş
of the
adamlarına ve
Russian
resmi
Foreign
heyetlere
Minister
vizelerin
said that
kaldırılması gibi
they
bir
will
takım
have
düşünceler içindeler.
embarked on a new program
Biz
to lift
Rusya'yla
the visas
etkin
between
olalım.
Turkey and Russia.
Çok
Yes,
yakın
of
olalım.
course.
Tayyip hocam
We
Rusya'ya
need to
sarılsın.
be very
Bunlar
close with Russia. We need
dürüst,
to be very, very
mütevazi,
close with
oyuncu
Russia.
olmayan
Mr.
insanlar.
Erdogan must
İyi niyetli
enclose,
insanlar.
must
Türkiye'nin
embarrass
bölünmesini
Russia. They
istemiyorlar.
are humble,
Suriye'nin
distant,
bölünmesini
honest
istemiyorlar.
people. They have good intentions and they
Yani
don't want
candan
division
yaklaşıyorlar.
of Turkey and
Çin'e de
Syria.
sahip çıksınlar. Çin,
So they
Rusya,
have a very
Türkiye ve
candid
İran.
approach. They should also support China, watch
İran'da ne
over
kadar temiz insanlar.
China,
Onlara da
Turkey,
sahip çıkın.
Iran, and Russia.
Türkiye hep mütevazi olan,
Iran are devout
sevecen
people.
olan,
They are pure people. We must also
alttan
watch
alan
over
ülke.
them. Turkey must always
İddialaşan
enclose
olmasın. Biz
itself
menfaat
with
peşindeyiz. Yani
lovable,
Türkiye
humble, lenient
menfaat peşinde
countries.
olan milli menfaatler diye biz ortaya çıkmayız.
We, as
Biz
Turkey,
bir
we do
ergamız.
not pursue any
Milli menfaat
interest. We do not
peşinde
pursue
olsak
any national
Suriyeliler
interest. We
almazdık
don't come up with
kardeşlerimizi.
such a claim.
Diğergam olduğumuz için
National,
onlar
if we
bizim
were
canımız.
after national interest,
Onlar
we wouldn't
bereketiyle gelir,
host our
güzelliğiyle
Syrian
gelir.
brothers.
Baş tacımız.
We embrace them because
Ama biz bir çıkar
we are
olsun diye
selfless
düşünmedik.
people.
Niye yaptık? Allah'ın
They are
rızası
our
için.
guests and they come with their
Ahirette Cenab-ı Allah hesap
with their
vereceğini
others.
biliyoruz.
We never pursued our
Aksinin
national interest. We
ahlaksızlık
only
olduğunu biliyoruz.
pursued God's consent. We
Zulüm
know that we
olduğunu
will give an
biliyoruz.
account to
Yani
God
sıkışmış bir
in the
insana
hereafter.
hadi git
And we
ülkene
know
dersen
that
bu
otherwise
bir
that would be
ahlaksızlıktır.
atrocity, that would be cruel,
Bana göre
that would be a
bir
cruel
ahlak eksikliği.
attitude because they are in a stalemate. They are in a very
Suriye'de bu vatanın
troubled,
has,
troubled
tertemiz evlatları,
situation. According to me,
parçamız,
this is
baş
immorality.
tacımız kardeşlerimiz.
Syrian people are our
Onlarla
people. They are part
gurur
of
duyuyoruz.
Turkey. They are our jewels in
Türkiye'de
our crowns.
olmalarından onur duyuyoruz. Hepsine çok saygı
And we
duyuyoruz.
feel
Çok
proud of
seviyoruz.
them.
Allah hepsine sağlık, sıhhat
We
versin.
feel proud that
Mutluluk
they are
içinde
in Turkey. We
yaşasınlar.
love all of them.
Kendi vatanları
May
olarak
God
kabul etsinler.
give them blessings and health, and so that
İstedikleri
they
gibi
can live in
yaşasınlar.
happiness.
İstedikleri gibi huzurlu,
They should
tavır içinde
accept Turkey
olsunlar.
as their own
Sevinç
country,
duyarız.
and they can live as they wish. They can live as they
Rusların
wish in
bir
our country.
özelliği,
That would
bu
be a joy for
özenti
us.
İngilizlerin devleti ruhuna çok zıtlar.
What is
Ama
good
şunu
about
çok
the
dikkat
Russian
etmek
people
lazım. Yani
that
modernliği,
they are at odds with
kaliteyi,
that spirit
klasla
of the British deep state
dışlamak çok
spirit.
tehlikeli
But
olur.
we
Yani
need to
İngilizlerin
pay
devletine karşı olduğunu
attention to
derken,
one point. Classness, quality,
mesela İngiliz
modernism should
centilmenliği
not be
vardır.
dismissed. When we say the
İngiliz
British deep
nezaketi
state
vardır.
spirit, for instance,
İngiliz
there is the
terbiyesi vardır. Bu
gentlemanship
güzel.
of the British,
Ama İngilizlerin devletinde bu
the
yoktur.
kindness
O
of the Britain,
sistem
the
alçaklık üstüne kurulmuştur.
well manners of
Kan ve
Britain.
şiddet
That's
üstüne
good.
kurulmuştur.
But
Biz
the British deep
İngiliz
state
centilmenliğini
is
alalım.
based on atrocity, bloodshed.
Fransız
They don't
nezaketini
accept
alalım.
this. But we should
İtalyan
adopt the
sanatını alalım.
gentleness of the Britain, the
İtalyan
kindness of
estetiğini
the
alalım.
French,
Güzel
the
olan her şeyi
artistry
alalım.
of the
Rusya'da
Italian,
alsın.
the
Türkiye'de alsın,
aesthetics
İran'da
of
alsın.
the
Bak,
Italian.
Türkiye'de, Rusya'da, İran'da eksik olan
And so must
estetik ve
Russia,
sanattır.
Turkey, Russia,
Yani çok
Iran
büyük.
must
Çin'de de bu
adopt
yok.
these beauties.
Bu çok acı bir olay.
What needs
Avrupa'da
to
var.
be accepted, China
Ama
also
tabii
doesn't have
eski
any arts.
hatıralarıyla var.
There is arts
Yani
in
şu an
Europe,
yeni bir sanat anlayışları yok.
but of course,
Ama eski miras
with their
onlarda
old
olduğu için
memories.
var diyebiliriz.
They don't have any
Fakat
conception of
Çin,
arts,
Türkiye,
but they
İran
inherited
ve
that
Rusya
from the old times.
sanatı,
But
estetiği,
China,
kaliteyi
Turkey,
ciddiye
Iran,
almaları lazım.
and Russia,
Darbeler, olaylar hep sanat, estetik ve
they
kalitenin
should give
olmamasına
priority
kaynaklanır.
to artistry,
Şimdiye kadar hep
beauty.
sebebi
Those cool attempts
halkın mutlu olmaması,
occur because of the absence
sanatçıların
of quality
yılması,
and arts.
kadınların ezilmesi,
That the people don't feel
gerilim.
happy,
hep bunlardan
that the
olmuştur.
artists don't
Tayyip
feel
Hocam CHP
happy,
ile kol
that the
kola
women
olsun.
are oppressed.
CHP'yi
They
kötüleme
are
mantığını
the basic
kaldırsınlar.
causes of this. Mr.
CHP'ye
Erdogan must
saygı
also
duymak,
be good
CHP'yi
on
sevmek
terms with the
önemli bir özellik.
CHP. They should not dismiss the
Yani işte
CHP.
CHP ezan
They should
karşıdır,
respect CHP.
camileri
They
yıkar,
should love CHP. This is
medreseleri
something
kapatır.
important.
Bunlar
They
beyin
say
sözler.
CHP is against
gibi
ezan,
Müslüman
the call to
insanlar.
prayers. They close the
O dönem
mosques.
her yer
They are
öyleydi.
against religion. These are just
Adnan Menderes az mıydı sanki?
remarks. These are just
Bediüzzaman'a
rhetorics.
Güzel,
yapmadı.
en kaliteli oluyor maşallah. Bir de tabii sizin üzerinize çok güzel oluyor.
Ayakkabılarınız hocam.
En kaliteli oluyor.
You look very stylish as always.
Nasıl?
Çok uyumlu hocam. Renkler birbiriyle çok uyumlu.
Yes, everything looks very good on you. In fact, indeed, I only wear these shoes because they are comfy.
Türkiye modern olsun. Yani bu sorun çıkartır. Ya en önemli konulardan
Turkey must be modern. Otherwise, we will experience some problems. This is one of the most important issues. This was the cause of the coup in 1960, that Turkey was not modern. And the notice given on March 12th was also this. The absence of modernity was the cause of those coup attempts all around the world. Coup attempts are being staged due to the pretext that there is no modernity, the claim that they don't give any importance to modernity and quality. So we ask our government to establish a ministry on quality. I look at the girls' Facebooks, their Instagram accounts. They are very beautiful ladies. They have everything. They have perfect attire. They have perfect cars, dogs, food, provisions. Everything about them is so beautiful. And they also have boyfriends. And they are also handsome, some of them. But they lack one thing, they don't have love. And it makes everything ineffective. In this way, they lose everything. They lose their own beauty, their cars, their possessions. They have boyfriends, but they don't have any love. There's just airs. They pretend to love one another. So the system is obnoxious. I watch sometimes the TV series. I look at how they look one another, but they are all vague.
İnsan bulamıyorlar. Yani %99. Yani bu acıyı hemen
So girls can't find anyone to love. 99% of girls can't find anyone to love.
adamlarda kas tamam.
And this is the pain of almost all girls. They're always alone.
Böyle.
Their boyfriends have their muscles. They have a beautiful figure. They have a shaped body, a tone up body.
Arabası da tamam. Ama ruhunda o coşku.
They also have beautiful cars, good education. But in their secrets, they don't have that profundity, that passion, that sincerity. And because girls are very smart, they can sense it outright, and it becomes a pathetic situation. They want it, but they can't achieve it. Almost none of them can experience love, and this is a pathetic situation. This is a this is a disaster from God. I always see them to be very alone and unhappy. Probably they also want it, but they can't make it happen because there needs to exist a profound love of God, fear of God, profundity. This is related in God. There should be a profound fear of God and love of God. Otherwise, that system will collapse. They need to have sincerity, but they always pretend. Their life is based on pretension. They put on airs to one another. But of course, we can dwell on this subject in a book because this is a very bad disaster.
Bilmiyorlar. Ha nereden biliyorum? Ben şu ana kadar en az 7.000, 8.000 genç kızla tanışmışımdır. En az. Hepsini de gördüm.
I
Hemen hemen
have
hepsinde.
get acquainted with at least 7,000, 8,000 girls,
Çünkü kız
and
bir kere
I observed this in all of
eğer
them.
akıllıysa zaten Allah'ı fark etmesi lazım ve bilmesi lazım ve sevmesi lazım. Allah'ın farkında değil adam.
Because if a person is intelligent,
İşte
that man
yabancı
should
şarkıların
recognize
isimlerini
God.
ezberden
But these
söylüyor.
people can't recognize God. They can't notice God.
Ali Bey hoş geldiniz.
They know the lyrics
Nasılsın?
of songs.
Ben de çok iyiyim.
Ali, how are you?
Yabancı şarkıcıların ismini biliyor. Yabancı şarkıların bütün kelimelerini, sözlerini, her şeyini biliyor.
They know the names of the artists, the singers, the lyrics of foreign songs. They know everything about them.
Hiç geçerli olmuyor. Yani bilinçaltında samimi olmadığını biliyor.
And this is something they think it is something valid for them, but on the subliminal level, this is not.
Kız onun samimi olmadığını biliyor. O
Or
delikanlı da biliyor.
they use British accent, but the girl knows that it is not sincere, and so do the boys. In one verse of the Quran, God says, "Those who believe in God and engage in good deeds, God has prepared a reward for them." This was a loose translation of the verse. So this is a new and beautiful kind of holy light from God. If they deceive one another only once, that can be recognized by the girls right away. So all the system is based on insincerity, dishonesty. On the other hand, passion is a great, it's a great, it's a great power. For instance, some people pretend to love one another. They pretend to have passion, but this is something that annoys a very smart woman. They put on airs, they pretend to love one another, but once a woman recognizes those signs of insincerity in the behaviors, she turns out to be really annoyed.
İngiliz derin devleti hep homoseksüellerle iç içe. İngiliz derin devletinin desteklediği bir adamların birisi de Prens Albert Victor.
The British deep state is interrelated with homosexuals.
Cinayetin seri katil olan
Prince
Harun
Albert
deşen Jack
Eddie
olduğuna dair de şüpheler bulunmaktaymış bu adamla ilgili. Yani bu tiplerin ne olduğu pek bilinmiyor.
and suspected that he is the serial killer, the Jack. AK Party should attach importance to the CHP. If CHP are concerned about this, they should know something. They say these people try to divide people, they cooperate with divisions. As you see, the CHP are very concerned about the division of Turkey. The articles in the constitution, they are very concerned about the division of Turkey. These people are resolute about the unity of Turkey. From now on, nobody will ever believe in these people. Nobody can say anything against the nationalist spirit of the CHP. AK Party should try to understand the CHP. They should cooperate, they should act together. Otherwise, no abundance will come out of this. They can't run the country, govern the country, despite the MHP, despite the CHP. They should pursue the interests of Turkey together. This is how they should decide.
Güzelliğini. Çok şeker değil mi?
Çok şekerli.
Maşallah. En sevdiğin yemek ne?
She's adorable. What is your favorite food?
Çok güzel.
Very nice.
Peygamberimiz sallallahu aleyhi ve selleme mümin ve münafık kimdir diye sormuşlar. Peygamberimizin cevabı şu.
Our prophet was asked who is a believer and a hypocrite. Our prophet said,
ibadet ve namazdan uzak durmakta olur diyor. Mümin eli vardıkça sadaka verir. Allah'tan günahların affedilmesini der. Münafık ise İhtiras ve boş kuruntular peşindedir. İhtiras işte büyüklük hissi.
A believer wants repentance, but a hypocrite wants to pursue his interests. A hypocrite is arrogant. He has very mad objectives. He's treacherous, he's perfidious. They cooperate with the deep state of the time and want to rule the world. And they always feel concerned. They think that everything is against them. They live in a great panic.
Deli bir boşluk vardır.
In their secret,
Onu sürekli doldurmaya
they have a vagueness, a maniac vagueness. They try to fill it up all the time. And that's why they always pursue their whispers.
Müminin Allah'tan başka
There is a very different anarchy.
Herkese umut bağlar. Herkese. Münafıklardan da adam etmeye çalışır. Kafirlerden elde etmeye çalışır.
A hypocrite relies on everyone. They try to have friends among the hypocrites, among the irreligious people, and they try to hoodwink the believers.
Evet, dinliyorum.
Cumhurbaşkanı Recep Tayyip Erdoğan 34. Muhtarlığa toplantısında yaptığı konuşmada şöyle söyledi. Terör örgütlerinin sadece birer maşadan ibaret olduğunu.
Mr. Erdoğan made a statement today in the headman's conference.
Şu gerçeğin de farkındayız. Eğer maşaları kırmazsak arkadaki güç mücadelesini kazanamayız.
He said, we recognize that if we do not break the pawns, we cannot reach their bosses. So we have taken all precautions in order to break the zeal of the real power. With every act they carry out, these are the limbs of the octopus, he said. But we need to target the real head, the head of the snake, which is the British deep state. If we cut the limb, another limb may get into action. But if we cut the head, then it will come to an end. And the way to cut its head is the unity of Islam and the system of the Mahdi and the unity of Islam. Other than this, by trying to give harm to the limbs of the octopus, we can't accomplish anything. Mr. Erdogan would do something wrong by chopping up the limbs of those. They have 1001 limbs. For instance, he called the Gülenist movements, yes, but the Ahmediyas are also linked to the British deep state. They have millions of people in Pakistan. They appear under the system of Mahdi. There is the Moon organization, for instance. So Mr. Erdogan can't cope with this situation by chopping up the limbs. We need to target the British deep state, which is the head. In Russia also, the key points are the British deep state holds the key points in Russia, and that's why Russia suffers from its consequences.